Hmm. So this one is rather quick. The last video was uploaded last Saturday, and this one is being recorded this Saturday. I kind of didn't expect it to be this consistent, but let us say if it makes it out of the gallery. So yeah, the reason I got my guitar with me today is I don't know, to essentially not flex, but just show you that yeah, maybe I am developing a few new hobbies. So yeah, there's this song by Joji, and it's called Run. That is the first song I'm trying to learn properly. I found the other ones a bit hard, but then this one seemed quite easy. And the theme for this video is something that I'm actually going through myself. That is difficulties in the path of whatever you're doing. And when I say difficulties, I mean when you're trying to do things consistently, but you yourself end up deviating or seeking comfort or not doing the right thing, not doing the thing you're supposed to do. We'll dig into all of that. I'll try to keep the duration of the video consistent, that is close to 30 minutes plus or minus 5. So yeah, पहले देखते हैं how it sounds. अब मेरे को इतना ही आता है इस song का, and I've not mastered it perfectly. I'm on the in the process of learning it. So yeah, what I've been facing lately is let me put in some context first. So let us say I'm preparing for an exam, and then I study. I take some time out and study every day. By the end of the week, after I have studied for a good duration of 4 days, I've put in efforts. I've sat down to study every day for 4 days. From the fifth day onwards, I slack off. For the fifth day, I decide let me take a break because I've been studying consistently for 4 days. Let me take a break today, and that break shouldn't harm because I'm not wasting time. I'm rather sleeping early. Should that hurt in any sense? Practically no, because you're just relaxing. But then what happened on the sixth day was, mm, I casually decided not to study. The last day was something sort of the domino, something that started the domino effect. Let me take a break today. And then the next day I decided I will not do it today. You see how laziness came cloaked in the form of relaxation. So yesterday I didn't study because of for whatever reason, and then today I had the whole day for myself. I woke up at close to 7:30 in the morning, and I did nothing. And then certain things happened which I took notice of today and decided to make this video. So it's around 5:30 now, 7:30 to 5:30. That's like 10 hours, but I haven't sat down to do what I'm supposed to do. On Saturdays I'm supposed to study for extra 2 hours, but I haven't put even a single minute doing what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, we'll be talking about these issues that come up when you're trying to go with the flow and are trying to be consistent, but decide to take a break. and what actually happens, and maybe we'll try to cover stuff you can do to go beyond these troubles. Hmm. So I'm hoping you got a glimpse of what I'm talking about today. The troubles I'm basically talking about are hurdles that come in when you're trying to be consistent. So what's happening in my environment is that there are a bunch of dogs on the road, on the street, barking at a dog that's in the balcony of a building. And on this end, there's an orange cat that I had seen last week eating her kitten. I had to bury that kitten myself. The world is full of happening things, and we humans think that our world is the only world where things happen. Not really. So yeah, when you're doing something, you keep, let us say, practicing the guitar or hitting the gym, practicing your guitar or drums for that instance, studying. You hit a point of you become actively lazy. Basically, you're doing something, but then not really with the intent of doing it. You're just doing it because you have to increase the frequency of that thing. Let us say you tell yourself, I'm going to study every day, and you do start studying every day, but then without heart and soul in it. So it just becomes uh, you are just one excuse away from not doing it. You are active, but in a lazy sense. You will slack off eventually if that happens. In the last video, I had spoken about motivation. How we all know how temporary motivation is, because that is the nature of motivation. It is supposed to bring you out of inertia. It is not something that is supposed to keep you moving. What keeps you moving is called discipline. What brings you out of inertia is motivation. Uh, we don't have to blame motivation if we don't understand the meaning of it. Yeah. So for that matter, what do you do? One sec. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Uh, in that moment when you become lazy and then things start going back to when you were lazy, you tend to follow an easy life. You're doing something difficult every day, and then your brain, which has been trained to follow this pattern for so long, for years together now, to do the easy thing, it will find a way to bring you back to your older lifestyle, either through excuses or through distractions or whatnot. I have named my guitar Kali after the goddess Kali because I don't need a reason for that. Hmm. Your brain wants to go back to the easier lifestyle because you have trained it to do so. Years and years of conditioning have brought about this pattern in life. It's not a one day thing that has made you so compliant and so lazy. So it is going to take a while before you can change things. And let me tell you, everything when it is in the state of uh, in progress will be ugly. If you are trying to get fit, uh, you will have to go through the phase where you're not exactly there or you don't fit in to your previous image. Uh, let's say a skinny person moving trying to achieve, gain muscle, and increase weight, you might end up at a phase where you are skinny fat. That doesn't mean it's the end of the road. Yeah, you will overcome uh, that hurdle once you realize the quality you have made, or if it's just a part of the process. Every person who is studying for an exam or trying to get a job will have to go through rejections, or there will be a time when you're studying and every problem you solve will just not give the right answer. You'll always be off one or two calculations somewhere. So when these things happen, it will seem like it's all ugly and not worth it. And looking at the sheer amount of time and effort it takes and the dedication you have to put in, it might seem like slacking off is a better option. Let the guilt haunt you for that reason. You know what? I could have been this. I still have the time and energy to put in the effort, but I'm not doing it. Why? Because I'm lazy. This one instance, I'm asking you to blame yourself, because this guilt will trigger some sort of motivation in you. Whatever patterns your brain has built, it it is built on the basis of comfort. Your brain says, "Hey, this is good, so let us do this." Slacking off, sleeping early is good. I'm resting my body. It's good for us, so let us go to sleep tonight early. What will happen if you don't study for an hour today? You can cover it up on Saturday. You can put in twice the amount of effort on Saturday. That's the ugly trap your brain has set up. Listen to that ugly little voice in your head, and then you are definitely bound to go down the spiral again. And through this video, I'm not pointing anyone out but myself. There's no need to get offended. In that moment, when your brain tells you to do something that is going to derail you, guilt trip yourself. Make the habit which is pushing you off the spiral look ugly. And when the behavior seems ugly, ugly in the sense when you try to make that behavior undesirable, the dopamine spike which comes from anticipation gradually goes down. It does not go up to the level where it can force you to act upon the thought. And once you make the behavior contrary to your belief, that is, if you think this is nice, guilt trip yourself to the point where you think this is bad. And if you know something is bad for yourself, if you are convicted that this is bad, you are not going to fall for it next time. uh, this lesson which I'm maybe preaching is what I've learned from Atomic Habits. There's a law which says make it easy, make it attractive, essentially. And the inversion of this law is make it ugly. So if you want to inculcate a new habit, you have to make it attractive to yourself. You know what? Studying every day will make me smarter, make me smarter, make me smarter, make me smarter. I am going to be a smart person. Make it a part of your personality. I am a smarter person. I am a hard-working person. I will put in the effort. I do put in the effort. Parrot it every day if you need to. Put it in your head. And if you are trying to put something in and it's already full, you will have to remove some garbage out of there. And to remove the garbage, to take all of that out and throw it away like this, you will have to make it seem ugly. If you take something out, ooh, this looks good, you'll put it back. Unless, yeah, you throw it. So you have to make it ugly. The inversion of the law. All the bad habits, you will have to force yourself to believe that they are bad. They are ugly for that instance. Not worth chasing or putting in the active effort for. So next time your brain tells you, you know what, 1 hour of sleep does not hurt. Tell your brain, yeah, I can sleep an extra hour on Saturday, not today. I'll put in the effort today, I'll sleep maybe an extra hour on Saturday. That won't hurt. This will hurt. If I don't study now, if I choose sleep over efforts, I am going to lose. And if I actively choose losing, I'm a loser. I tell myself every day that I'm not a loser. And if I do things that losers do, who am I lying to? Who am I betraying? My future self? Should I be doing that? No. Face yourself for that instance. Be real. Life is not all about being very, what do I say, wary of yourself. If you don't criticize yourself, someone else will. And that will hurt even more, maybe. You hurt yourself once or twice, or in doses as per your threshold. That is better than somebody else coming and then thrashing your entire world in one go. Yeah, and we come back to the part where it looks, where your work in progress looks ugly. Hmm. This phase is the hardest, I believe, because this comes in the early stages when you try to start to put in the efforts but don't see any result because you're hooked to instant gratification. I'm not blaming you. We've been put into a system like this. But coming out of this system is entirely possible. It takes in efforts, but it is totally worth it, I believe. So, yeah, you start doing something, hitting the gym maybe, studying for an exam, looking for a new job, even for getting a job if you are starting to study and stuff. In the beginning, you will not understand shit. I picked up my guitar for the first time. I didn't know how to tune it. For the first time, I started strumming and hitting the frets, trying to uh, strum properly. It was all buzzing, and it felt like maybe you know what I made a mistake or what. It's just it does not sound good, and I still don't know how to play a tune. You see in those movies, people just jan 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 so naturally with their fingers. I'm trying not to cuss. Those people have put in years and years of effort, and they've reached that stage. Had they given up on day one like me, or yeah, had they given up on day one like I was thinking, they would have never reached that place. We would have never had great people around us. That is because they decided that I am going to put in the effort regardless of how ugly it is. And trust me, once you start picking up the flow, in the beginning, of course, it is going to be difficult. But once you are there, once you are in the, once you enter the flow state, once you get a grip of what you're doing, you will eventually break that barrier where that it looks ugly phase just goes away. And this just does not imply to doing things. Even your state of being can be uh, understood in this manner. Let's say you're trying to grow your beard out long, like this. You will have to end up in phases in the beginning where you look like me, truly untamed and ugly for that instance. People might give you weird stares as well. If you're trying to grow your hair out, you will have stages like this in the first 2 or 3 months where it's all messy. There's hair going on in your inside your ears. At that point of time, getting a haircut or trimming off your beard will look like the best option available. You might have events coming up where you need to look your best. Uh, Still up to you. It's very much up to the situation. If it's your marriage and you're trying to grow your hair out, please don't do that. If you're graduating, you need to look good and form. If you're going for an interview, you need to take your beard off. You need to look like a civilized person. And just at that point, use your intellect, not your emotions. It's if it's halfway there, it's up to you. Uh, you can always start over if you have that dedication. Though in my life, I've always the max I've gone is 3 to 4 months. And then my hair didn't go beyond that. But this time, I'm trying to alter that. Maybe I do not want to cut it for a year, but then my graduation is coming up. Ah, okay. Coming back to the ugly phase. The beginning is always ugly. It is ugly because you find it ugly. You find it ugly because you're used to easy stuff. It's just a one liner, a simple explanation. You find it ugly. You find it difficult to do. You find cheating easy. Cheating on your goals easier. You have you start with one good habit, repeat the frequency, and then you will find yourself drawn to other better habits. You do those as well, it compounds eventually. So now, what can you do when you face this ugly phase? The answer to this also comes from Atomic Habits, and then is the following law. It's called make it easy. So let's say this is what I follow, and it is pretty much impeccable, and it works for sure. When I just bought my guitar, I knew for a fact that if I don't play this guitar for the first 10 days, if I slack off in the first 10 days, my journey is going to be downhill. I am never going to learn the guitar again. So I told myself, I'll come back home from the office. I come back home very late and dead tired. I travel for around 4 hours every day, close to 4 hours, if not 4 hours. I come back home dead tired. All I want to do is shout, scream. If not that, I just want to be left alone in silence and then just sleep. So instead of scrolling through my phone before I go to sleep, let me spend 10 minutes every day after dinner and play my guitar. And then I can hit the bed. No issues. I give myself complete freedom of sleeping after I've done whatever with my guitar. Is it called playing your guitar or practicing whatever? Yeah. So I've decided a time and place. The time is not definitive on paper that sharp 9 p.m., 10 p.m. No, nothing of that sort. I come home and it's a dynamic time. It's not fixed every day. After I come home, I freshen up and have my dinner. I have these three things sorted. That I'll come home, I'll freshen up, and I'll have my dinner. This is the buffer between playing the guitar and coming home. After I have dinner, though, I have convinced myself that I will play the guitar. So that's the conviction you have given yourself. You have defined the time, although not fixed but dynamic, and that is better than nothing. After after I have dinner, I'll play the guitar at least for 10 minutes and then go to sleep. So I came home. I what do you call it, tuned my guitar and then started practicing from YouTube and stuff. And I did that for 10 minutes for the first few days. Eventually, 10 minutes went on to 30 minutes as well. Practice time expanded. I used to get a little pain in my fingers from playing the guitar, and then that too started subsiding. That is how improvements happen. You start showing up. I made it easy for myself by defining what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do. But the part that made it possible was I told myself I'll do it only for 10 minutes. Spending 10 minutes is not a pretty big deal. I love sleeping early. Not because it's healthy, but because I'm lazy. I like sleep. I told myself 10 minutes, just 10 minutes before sleep should not harm. Had I told myself I'll do it for half an hour every day, I will study for 1 hour every day. It is never going to happen. Slack off. You'll slack off. Make it easy. 10 minutes every day. It shouldn't be like you're pushing yourself. If 10 minutes is too hard, make it 5. I'll do this thing for 5 minutes every day after doing this, after at so and so time, at so and so place. Define it in your head. Just have it clearly mapped out in your head. I'll come back home, I'll freshen up, I'll have my dinner, and I'll sit down and read this book for 5 minutes. And if you don't want to measure it in terms of time, I'll read one chapter or five pages for that instance. It, 5 pages, it's not even much. It's not like you're pushing yourself too hard for that. So yeah, make it easy, and your bad habits make them on the inversion of this law. You make it difficult. There's no such thing as you can make going to bed difficult for yourself. You can only make that habit undesirable. But make it difficult is a whole another part. I haven't read that part yet. Once that comes out, I will be able to share that with you as well. Yeah, this is why I actually put an emphasis on reading books. So, see, if me reading one book and I'm able to preach it to you guys after reflecting on my own life, I am able to draw practical implications of these laws in my life and I'm able to explain it to you. What will happen if you yourself read that book? See how far it can take you. So, that is another reason you should start reading books. Sure, they are costly. Imagine all the burgers and fast food you had in the last month and how much did you spend on that versus buying a book. One is one is an expense, one is an investment. Rest is up to you. You are intelligent enough to figure out. Yeah, the ugly phase. I think we're done talking about it. You have to make yourself consistent. If you're studying, just tell yourself, I'll just do one topic today at least. One topic shouldn't take more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And throughout the day, if you find any free time, maybe revise or practice more problems. I'm just saying things, I'm just taking examples that I relate to because I don't know who's watching and what your lifestyle is. The hint here is every time you're slacking off, realize, take maybe a little step back, just a small one, not too much. That is your brain telling you to slack off again. One step back. If you used to spend 1 hour every day and then your brain was completely trying to pull you down, reduce it to maybe 50 minutes and the last 10 minutes just go through your day, introspect maybe. In that 10-minute window, you are going to start appreciating the things you have done. Appreciate what you've done and uh, point out the bad habits that have incurred in the day and sort of put some salt over it. Make it ugly. You don't have to cry over it. Tell yourself, you, this habit, you, she, do that. If you, studying for 1 hour is causing you to feel lazy, study for 15 minutes. 50 minutes, small step back, and the 10 minutes you used to spend for studying, introspect in that 1 hour. When you start introspecting, you try to appreciate the good habits you've done. You appreciate yourself, and you point out exactly what you've done wrong, and then make that thing ugly. Fix it in your head that this behavior is ugly and it's bad. It's the worst for me. If something is bad for you, you have to call it out. If it is a pattern, call the pattern out. If it's a system, call the system out. But do something about it. Once you start associating that behavior with ugliness or uh, undesirable outcomes, you are less likely to be drawn to it. I hope that makes complete sense to you. So, while you are in the in progress stage, all these things are bound to happen again and again and again. Domino effects are bound to start. You slack off once and then it just goes toppling down. Going back to the flow state where you were making progress is hard. That is where introspecting comes into picture. You have to make the bad habit ugly and get back. All of this will not be fruitful if you don't get back. Who can force you to get back? Yourself. And how is that? I say you rely on motivation that comes from introspecting each day. If you start pointing out things that are ugly, most of us, at least the guys I know, we are motivated to do better because we guilt trip ourselves. I, I was conversing with a friend and he told me something which had happened to me as well, and I think a lot of guys will relate to this. He, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "Chi, chi, you, is this who I am? Lazy and whatnot." Imagine how hurtful that is to think and say. You are the only one going to pull yourself out of that slump. But if imagine if you got comfortable with that shit. You said, you know what, I'm a little lazy. I look like this. I have a receding, all my hair is falling off. But that is not because of my diet or my sleeping habits or the water the shit I'm consuming. It is because pollution is increasing. There's no helping you if you get too comfortable with yourself. Even if the system is wrong, you are in the system, right? If that system won't leave you, you pull out just the way it is. You have to make it ugly or do whatever you can to bring that motivation back. Motivation is the best thing which will bring you out of inertia. You need, once you're out of inertia, you can establish discipline. Otherwise, there's no such thing as discipline without an initiation of motivation. A car will not just instantly go 100 kmph, 100 miles per hour, for if any American folks are watching this. It will eventually start from 0 to XYZ speed and then to 100. There's something pulling you out of that state of inertia, and that is what I call motivation. We often blame motivation for nothing, saying motivation doesn't last. F motivation, discipline, discipline, discipline. Bro, realize, what are you even comparing? Don't be stupid. If something is taking you down the spiral, it is your motivation to be better that will stop the downward trajectory and maybe change the curve to a positive slope. No, not, I don't, yeah, positive direction. And then onwards is discipline, which will take you up. Try to make a sense out of your life. Once you start doing things, you will get frustrated. You will find it difficult. Pull through. That part is discipline, and that will be discussed sooner. But yeah, so I hope you've understood this video, and if there are any doubts, and I would really appreciate feedback though. Mm, should I add a conclusion to this video? No, I think I've repeated a lot of stuff throughout the video. Make it easy, make your bad habits undesirable. Don't depend on things to happen. Take accountability. Identify the point where the downward spiral starts. It is often not a very, um, what do you say? It's not a direct thing usually. It comes clouded in another form. Laziness can take up multiple forms, but even in the midst of war, a tank is still visible, right? So yeah, stay classy, stay cool, and don't be a fool.